Welcome to Richard Scale Modelling. My next build is this HobbyBoss. I just left it off actually. HobbyBoss P51D Mustang 4. Scale is 1/72. Now this is an easy kit by HobbyBoss. It's an easily assembly kit. But imagine it's meant for the junior market. Nice box markings. Now this is obviously just the lid of the box because when I open this up, the sprues are in such a way you can tell straight away that it's an easy kit. So let's have a look at that. And that's the kit. There's not much about. Let me check underneath. No. So that's the kit. The wings are already made up as well as fuselage, and we just got the props, tails, nose cone, exhaust to go on, and of course the canopy. So this won't take long at all. Oh, it's all going to be in the painting, I would imagine. You know, it is nicely laid out, and I can see a beginner getting stuck right into this. So let's have a look at the decals. So got some nice green flash in there, the American flags markings. Look at this crazy little dude here. He looks cool. I don't know if there's any variants until I look at the instruction sheet. But I'm going to include that no matter what, because that's cool. And that does bring me on to the instructions. So let's have a look at these. Again, I've not already looked at these. So we have the sprue map and then the assembly guide, which to be fair, there's not much to this at all, assembly guide. I don't know what it's designed to snap fit together, but I will definitely be using cement anyway. And yeah, it looks like there's just that one variant. And there's the crazy, oh no, my apologies, there's two variants. Well, this one and that one. See, I like the green stripe, but I like the wee dude. And I've only got one of these in the moustache. Ooh, don't know which one I do. Choices. So anyway, I shall go away, get these washed up and primed for painting, and then I'll come back and we'll start the build. So jumping straight into the build on this one, as you can see, I've primed the fuselage, and it's time to start the painting already. And I'm using here Mr. Hobby's H8 metallic silver for the inside of the cockpit. Now there's not a lot of detail inside this cockpit, so I'm not putting any finesse into it. I'm just putting down some colour really. I'm also using the same colour for the wheel hubcaps, so I'm just painting that in while I've got the paint out. And it's onto the prop spinner, and I'm using Mr. Hobby H15 gloss bright blue here. Now I wasn't sure about the colour, but the picture says use this colour, so that's what I'm going for. As you can see, I've masked off an area to paint, and I'm using Revit Acrylic 05 white for this one. And this is going to be the white part of the stripes that run down the wings and the fuselage. And the reason why I'm using the Revit Acrylic, not the Mr. Hobby, is because I can get this down in 1 to 2 coats on this paint. Mr. Hobby will take about 5-6 coats to build up the white. There's a grey flush, and after masking it off, I'm painting this in with Mr. Hobby 337 semi-gloss greyish blue. And it's back to the cockpit, and for the seats I'm using Mr. Hobby H406 flat chocolate brown. And the contrasting colours is Mr. Hobby 12 matte black. And just painting all the raised parts in that with the matte black. I'm going back to the white with Mr. Hobby 316 gloss white. Now the reason for that is twofold. One, I want the gloss colour, not the matte. If you remember, I explained that the Revel I can put on with one coat, and with this colour I would have to build up with 5 or 6 coats. Also, I wanted to demonstrate as well on this little kit, you can actually paint different top of different brands of paint. So the Revel, the HobbyBoss, Tamiya, as well as indeed Humbrol. Here I'm using Mr. Hobby 329 yellow gloss on the props, but to get back to the white, you can overpainting them. You have to make sure each coat is thoroughly dry, of course, before you do so. Some paints may react differently depending on the brand, but if they're all water-based, you should be okay. But test painting them if you're not too sure though. Onto the exhaust, and I'm using Mr. Hobby H28 Metallic Metal Black for these. For the tyres, I'm using Mr. Hobby H452 rubber. Now I'm calling this rubber, but I'm not exactly sure what what wording they actually use. I've looked at, some people call it soot black, some people call it rubber, so I'm just going to go with rubber. Next is onto the canopy. Now this doesn't need a lot of painting at all, but I'm putting in Mr. Hobby H Metallic Silver for this. That's also the same colour as the fuselage. And as you can see, I'm just freehand painting this. I'm not using any masking tape. It's such a small area, and if I do go wrong, I can just rub off any excess with the cocktail stick. I'm going back to Rivet Aquacolor 05 White, and I'm using this for the instrument panel. Now there's no markings whatsoever for the instrument panel, so I'm just doing a little bit of guesswork here, and I'm simply just placing in little dots of white to simulate the dials. Then it's back to the stripes, and I'm using Mr. Hobby's H12 matte black, and I've done this just by using masking tape. I've used the width of the masking tape as the guide to lay down the masking tape and then painted onto it. I have done many other videos with this process, so if you're unsure, go back, have a look at those, and I'll go into a lot more detail how that goes about. So onto the props themselves again, and I'm using Mr. Hobby's H28 Metallic Metal Black. Now I did think about just using a flat black for the props, but I wanted a sort of metallic-y look, so I went for the metallic black. I was actually going to do a lesser black for it, but I just couldn't make my mind up, so I just went to the standard method. Well, not method, choice. Sometimes a dark green can work really well on props as well, if you want to do a different coloration on painting the props. There's a green flash that runs down of the full cockpit. I decided to do this with Mr. Hobby's 304 semi-gloss olive drab. Now you can actually call this a green colour as well, depending on what colour you're using. And talking about colours, at the end of this video, I'll be putting up the alternative paint list. And just a reminder, just in case you've not seen this before, my alternative paint list is exactly what it is. It's an alternative. It may not actually be a direct match for the colours called for any particular instruction, or even an exact match for the real aircraft or subject matter that you're painting. It's just my interpretation, so have a look at it, but you may not want to follow it blindly. I'll just give you a good idea. Some of them will be a direct copy from an alternative from, say, a black or something like that, but others where there's a brand of paint that doesn't quite have the same colour tone, I may put in a slightly different darker shade or lighter shade or things like that. So as you can see, I'm going on to the painting of the fuselage now, and the main colour for this, the overall colour, is Mr. Hobby H8 Metallic Silver, and as I'm painting this is where I'll end the video. I was hoping to get it all in one go, from the introduction to the final reveal, because it's such a quick build, but there's a little bit more to it than you realise, depending on how you paint it, of course. So this will be a two-part video. The next video will be the carry on with the build and, of course, the final reveal. So in the meantime, if you haven't done so already, why don't you go and check out the channel for my other videos. If you subscribe to the channel, and please do so, make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you'll be kept up to date, not only with this build, but all my future builds as well, of course. Hit the like button. Don't be afraid to leave a comment, and of course you can share the video. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.